5 countries played in the World Cup and then just stopped existing. Not got eliminated, not missed qualifying. The country itself vanished off the map. One of them beat Brazil at the very first World Cup ever. One of them beat the eventual champions with the whole world watching. And today, you won't find their flag anywhere. This is every World Cup team that disappeared. And why? Yugoslavia played in the World Cup from 1930 all the way to 1990, reaching the semifinals in both 1930 and 1962. In their very first ever World Cup match back in 1930, they walked into Uruguay and beat Brazil 2-1. Not bad for a debut. For nearly 60 years, Yugoslavia was one of Europe's most dangerous teams. A nation built out of Serbs, Croats, Slovenes, Bosnians, and more, all playing under one flag. They were nicknamed the Brazilians of Europe for how skillfully they played. Then, in the early 1990s, the country tore itself apart. In 1992,
during the Yugoslav Wars, the team was suspended from international competition under United Nations sanctions. And here's the wild part. That one national team eventually split into 7 separate national teams. Serbia, Croatia, Slovenia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Montenegro, North Macedonia, and Kosovo. Some of that talent went on to shock the world. Croatia's golden generation reached the semifinals of the 1998 World Cup, built almost entirely on players who would have worn Yugoslavia's jersey a decade earlier.
Next up, Czechoslovakia. This team punched way above its weight. They finished runner-up at the 1934 and 1962 World Cups, and in 1976, they pulled off one of football's most iconic moments, beating West Germany in a European Championship final on a penalty so cheeky it now has its own name, the Panenka, a soft chip straight down the middle while the goalkeeper dives out of the way. Czechoslovakia's last World Cup dance was in 1990, where they advanced from their group, beat Costa Rica 4-1 in the round of 16, and were eliminated by Germany 1-0. Then, in 1993, the country peacefully split into 2, the Czech Republic and Slovakia. The national team was disbanded, with the Czech Republic officially recognized as the successor, meaning Slovakia had to build its World Cup story completely from scratch.
Then there's the USSR, the Soviet Union. This was a football superpower for decades, regularly reaching World Cup quarterfinals and semifinals, and producing one of the greatest goalkeepers ever in Lev Yashin. Their last real World Cup run came in 1986, an electric team that pushed Belgium to the edge in the round of 16 in one of the tournament's most controversial games. Then, in 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed, splitting into 15 separate countries, including Russia, Ukraine, and Georgia. The national team briefly played one final tournament in 1992 under a temporary banner called the CIS, before dissolving for good. Russia inherited the Soviet Union's football history and its spot in the record books. Finally, Serbia and Montenegro.
This team was actually the last leftover piece of old Yugoslavia, the union of just 2 republics that stayed together the longest. On June 11, 2006, Serbia and Montenegro made their first World Cup appearance as a country. Their first and their last, because a few months earlier, Montenegro had already voted for full independence. By the time the tournament actually kicked off, the country on the shirt didn't even exist anymore. They played the entire 2006 World Cup as a ghost nation. 5 teams, 5 flags, 14 countries that exist today because of them. Football doesn't just reflect the world. It freezes moments of history in place. Every one of these teams is proof that sometimes the map changes faster than the scoreboard. If you want to see which current World Cup teams almost didn't make it either, check out the next video. and subscribe so you never miss a sports simplified breakdown.